from Tampa Bay. And, Brad, we appreciate the time. Good morning. I'm sure living through that game is going to be about as much fun as talking about it the next day, right?
Yeah, it wasn't exactly the way you want to walk away from a baseball game. But, you know, the longer I'm around the game, the stranger things I see.
I mean, there's a lot of ways to go with this game, and we want to talk about as many as we can here with you. The game itself, though, was bizarre from really the first inning on. That stadium, I know they're both teams are playing in the same ballpark, and I get that. But in 2017, should we really be playing Major League Baseball at Tropicana Field?
We don't have a choice. That's where the Rays play, so we got to play there.
Right.
And there's definitely a home field advantage for the team that plays there on a regular basis. Just from a pop-up fly ball standpoint, there's an advantage. The guys are used to it. They're used to tracking it against the background, and you know, I guess that's part of what home field advantage is.
Speaking of pop flies, Jacoby Jones on Tuesday misjudged one, and then last night you had the one early in the game, and then you had the one with Kinsler. It was fans yelling, got it? Was that the real reason what happened?
It actually was, yeah. You can, and the first time around, I thought it was just two young outfielders not communicating. But then with Kinsler, you could tell right away he was clearly had a beat on it. He was going after it, and then all of a sudden pulled up as if someone had called him off. But our two outfielders weren't really near the ball. So that's when we talked about it in the dugout, and the same thing happened in the first inning apparently too. There's somebody in the right center field stands that would yell, "I got it, I got it, I got it," and it in Kinsler's case, he thought the outfielders were coming in to catch it.
The game ended on a would-be double play ball that Iglesias kind of tripped over the bag. His footing was off and threw wildly to Cabrera. The ball went past him, and the 2 runs scored. First of all, how's Iglesias? Can you give us any update? Is he playing today or is he off today?
Well, he's not going to play today. We're going to see how he is before we make a decision on whether he should be on the DL or not, the concussion DL. There was some, you know, he had some initial signs of a concussion, and then the doctor thought maybe it might be more from the hit to the jaw, because I guess the runner's knee hit Iglesias' jaw. So in the short term, he's not going to play today, but we're not going to make a decision on him until probably later today as to whether he has to go on the DL or not.
As for the play itself, Kinsler said he may have thrown it a little bit inside the bag. I couldn't see it from watching on TV. Was that just a play that you're going to make 9 times out of 10 and he just kind of lost his footing, or was there something that maybe he did wrong on that play? I'm talking about Iglesias, not Kinsler.
No, Iglesias didn't do anything wrong. You know, I think Kinsler's throw was a little bit to the arm side, and I think Iggy reached for it. And as he reached for it, he hit the base awkwardly, and he just tripped. It's just, and you're absolutely right. 9 times out of 10, that play gets turned.
We talked about the Jacoby Jones bunt situation, the 6th inning. The fact that he's been struggling at the plate, did that go into your mindset about why you would bunt in that situation?
Yeah, he's a young kid. You know, generally fares a lot better against lefties and righties, and plus if we can get those 2 runs in, they're 2 big runs. Iglesias have been swinging the bat pretty well behind him the last few days. So yeah, that was really the crux of it.
Where are you in general on the bunt? Because sports radio absolutely deplores the bunt, and I know that you take all of your managing cues from sports radio. But
yeah.
You know, as a player when you were playing, and now as a manager, you know, advanced metrics are very down on the bunt. Where do you come down on the bunt?
I don't love the bunt. I think the bunt is an important play late. If you can, you know, we talk about how important runs, add-on runs are late. I think if you can tack on runs late in the game because those runs are so important, I think it's a good play to have. But I certainly don't like it early in the game. You know, if a guy wants to bunt for a hit, that's his prerogative. If he thinks he can beat it out. But generally, the sacrifice bunt, I'm not a huge fan of it, especially early in the game.
And also on that play, the bunt, it actually ended up being a pop-up that Longoria let bounce and turn the double play. And obviously Jacoby Jones didn't get out of the box, which helped lead to the double play. Do you say anything to him on that? I said to Stoney earlier, I just think most ball players, when they pop a ball up on a bunt, they stand there in disgust and go, oh, my God, I just popped up a bunt. But, you know, there is a hustle look that you want a guy to have hustling down the line. What was your take on that?
Oh no, you absolutely have to get down the line. There's no excuse for that.
Is that just a young player not realizing the situation?
Probably. Longoria's a veteran player. He made the right move. As a matter of fact, when I went up in the air, my gut told me he was going to do it, and I think Jacoby is probably a little frustrated with the fact that he popped it up. Got caught watching the play, and at the time it hurt. We ended up having the lead in the ninth inning, but at the time it hurt.
Did you consider at all leaving Justin Wilson in? 17 pitches, 3 strikeouts. He was dominant in the 8th inning. Or was that just basic? He does the 8th. K-Rod comes in for the 9th.
Yeah, no, that wasn't even the thought.
Talking to Brad Ausmus, Tiger manager here on 97.1 The Ticket. Tigers take on the Rays today. What was your view, Brad, of Miguel's base running there when he almost passed Kinsler on the way to the plate? My first glance at it, I thought it was one of the great, dumb, smart base running decisions I've ever seen, because if Peterson catches that ball, it's a double play by a mile. Miggy is a great base runner. I mean, did he read that, or was that a mistake that turned out to be a brilliant move?
I'll be honest with you, I couldn't tell you. It was either a great base running play or a really lucky base running play, but it worked out for us.
When do you start to get concerned at all about Victor Martinez? And you see the numbers on the OPS and things like that. No extra base hits this season. How long do you give him for the designated hitter to bat cleanup and get his act together?
Well, certainly it's too quick now. So we got to give him some more time. He's actually got the day off today, so hopefully this day gets some fresh legs under him, and when he gets to Minnesota, or if he has to pinch hit, he's ready to go. He's actually swung the bat a lot better last few games in Cleveland and here. He's taken better swings. I know the results haven't been exactly what everyone wants, but he looks better at the plate.
Hey, I don't want to. I mean, maybe you're going to reveal your lineup to us here. Maybe it's already out on the internet. I don't even know. Is Justin Upton back today, or is he sitting out as well?
Well, actually, that I don't know. I told Vic last night he's had the day off today, but Justin Upton I have to talk to before we make a decision on whether he's playing or not.
So does Miggy DH and Romine play first? Is that the way that'll work?
Miggy will DH, but no, Alex Avila will be at first.
Now, so somebody suggested to us earlier in the show, because he played for Tampa, that Mikey Matuk maybe should have played a little bit more outfield in this series as opposed to Jacoby Jones. Any truth in that thinking at all?
I'm not really sure who recommended that, but with Mikey and TC, it's basically a straight platoon. We see left-handed pitchers, you see Mikey. You have a right-handed pitcher, you'll see Tyler Collins, and then that's pretty much going to be that way until JD gets back.
I think the thought process was because that field and this stadium, and you mentioned earlier the backdrop of catching pop flies with the roof is so bizarre, that maybe since he actually played for the Rays, he'd have a little bit more experience playing in that stadium.
Yeah, he definitely has more experience playing in that stadium, but like I said, we're going to stick with the platoon that we started with. It's worked all right so far.
Yeah, let's talk about Nick Castellanos a little bit and what he's continuing to do from that position. Number 2 triples last night. He obviously had a terrific year last year leading up to the injury. He had a great spring, and he just maintained it. Is there a confidence level you see with him, or is it a different Nick? Even yesterday when he had the bases clearing triple, when he got to third base, he didn't even pump his fist. I mean, he stood there on third base with Dave Clark, and he looked like, yeah, that's right. That's what I'm kind of supposed to do.
No, you're absolutely right. There is a confidence level with him. He's always been confident as a hitter when he steps in the box, but it's I think a tick higher. His confidence is a tick higher. We noticed it in spring training, and it applies to all facets of the game. It's not just hitting now. It's hitting. It's base running. It's defense. There's a confidence level. There's a greater confidence in Nick, and you can see it.
I don't know if you saw this, but FoxSports.com came out with a list of all the managers in baseball, and they listed them based upon their playing ability, and you came in 4th behind Molitor, Mattingly, and Dusty Baker. Are you pretty happy with that? 4th best playing manager right now.
I didn't know the list came out. I guess if we need to suit up and play another sport, we get all the baseball managers and all the football coaches and basketball coaches will have to find a neutral sport to play against each other.
Well, you got to give us some perspective. Who's he ahead of, Stoney?
He's ahead of Bud
Black.
Bud Black is 5th. Matheny is 6th. Socia 7th. Girardi 8th. Craig Counsell 9th. And Dave Roberts, that's your top 10.
Wow.
Yeah. The worst is, I think, Joe Madden.
Joe Madden didn't play, did he?
He caught at Class A level.
Oh, he did? Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go, Brad. You got to feel good about that.
I hadn't heard it. No, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. Top 4. Way to go. Brad, thanks for the time. Good luck today, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good, guys. See ya.
Thanks a lot. Brad Ausmus, Tiger manager, joining us here on 97.1 The Ticket, brought to you by the three-dimensional services group, Prototype Production Proven. Visit the number 3dimensional.com.
Here to tell you about Capital Mortgage Funding. We know the mortgage industry has changed, and for years you've heard about Harry Glanz, Dan Burke, and the entire staff over at CMF, Capital Mortgage Funding. Local company, part of the